knee cracked. Okay, the microphone is on, the microphone is connected, the camera is on. Maybe let me see if I can make the screen brightness a little bit less bright. Maybe that'll conserve battery a little bit, but it automatically adapts anyway. So there's that. All right, valve cover check. Brake parts cleaner check. Here's a fresh bag for garbage. Towels. All right, and it's been a minute, so I guess we can just go ahead and start our stream. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for coming back. We have taken off the left intake. No, excuse me, the left valve cover. That's what this is. And it's left as if you were sitting in the driver's seat, if I recall. So this is the one with the oil cap that we've taken out. Anyways, this one is in much better condition than the right side. This one has no goop, no carbon deposits. This is just, I guess if I could describe it, it looks like maybe a thin film of oil formed over this and then maybe got baked on a little bit. This is nothing serious. As a matter of fact, how do I explain this? Or you know what? This is a good example. I actually found a spot here. Let me point to it with the red straw. You see how over here there's like this gunk? When I scrape with the straw, it's kind of soft. So that could be like some carbon deposit mixed with oil or some kind of goop. That kind of stuff was all over the other valve cover, and we cleaned a lot of that off. In this one, it's practically non-existent. So I mean, like this and a completely clean surface are just about the same, right? Where's this goop we kind of want to wash off? My explanation still didn't know justice, but the point is, or what we're going to do here, I guess, is we're just going to blast it 3 times with brake cleaner, clean it up that way. We'll take off the gaskets, clean it with brake cleaner, we'll put on the new ones, and we'll put it back on. We won't spend too much time cleaning this, because quite frankly, other than a little bit of like discoloration, there's nothing terribly wrong with this. So let's see, without further ado, I've got this propped up on the box so that the fluid will flow downwards, because there's like a little cutaway in the bottom corner here. I don't want fluid to go in there and then go back up. I don't know why that cutaway is even there, but let's just get to work, right? So spray the sides like so, and then of course just a quick dusting like that. Grab some paper towels. First, I'm going to just look at the edge here. Right, this gasket. The first one, I took the gaskets off first. With this valve cover, what I want to do, I want to try to leave the gasket in. I think maybe that'll just make the cleanup a little bit easier. We'll see how that works out. See, already that's all the grime away, which is good. Now all we have is this discoloration, which does come off with the brake cleaner, but again, the gains, I guess, by cleaning this are negligible, because this doesn't exactly protrude or mess up any clearances or anything. It's just a little bit of discoloration for the most part. There's nothing to be really gained by cleaning this too thoroughly, other than, of course, taking away those little sludge deposits that we just saw. There's probably a more technical term than sludge, but that's just what I'm calling it. I have a gut feeling we're going to get a lot done in this episode, because we sort of already know what we're dealing with, right? All right, here's round 2. Let's just hope it works out the way we want it to. And in general, this half of the engine seems to be much cleaner than the other half of the engine. I'm guessing maybe because the other half has the EGR valve and the PCV valve. I'm guessing outlets, so maybe more air is being forced through that side of the engine somehow. Maybe that's why all the dirt is sort of ending up on that side. Hard to say exactly what that side of the engine's problem is. But, all right, so that was round 2, and it's already looking a little bit better even still. So last round of brake clean, and we move along. All right, just like so. And of course, for those of us who are, just joining us or maybe didn't hear me when I explained last time, we are doing this by hand. No wire wheel, no sandpaper. We're just doing this by hand. When we put this part back in, it's already going to be much better than when we took it out, even though it may not be 100% clean, right? It's still better. So we're not going to trouble ourselves too much, and we're not going to use any wire wheels or nothing like that, because I believe the valve covers are made of aluminum and wire wheels are made of steel. Steel is harder than aluminum. So if we don't pay too much attention, we could potentially start removing some metal material. That's, what I hypothesize anyway. Could be wrong, maybe not, but I'd just rather not mess with it if I don't have to. All right, so that's our 3 rounds of spraying. What I'm going to do now is, how do I want to do this? Let's see. Let's remove all of the gaskets. I think that'll be a good starting off point. We'll remove the one big gasket that's around the valve cover. We'll remove the 3 spark plug well gaskets. We'll clean up those spaces, install the new gaskets, and we'll just reinstall. And since we know what we're doing, this should be a lot easier now, right? Let's see, this gasket. And this gasket is in a lot better condition than the other one. You know what, I'm going to pull this. You know what, I said that, but maybe this one is off in a bad way as well. Let's see here. If I bring it to the camera and bend it a little bit, that's out of focus. Maybe if I could, yeah. You know what? It's in better condition than the other gasket for sure, but it's still a little bit rigid. It could do it with a replacement. Wouldn't hurt. So that's fine. We'll replace it. We were planning on doing that anyway. So there's that. And I see there's already like goop in there from all the spraying we've done with the gasket in place. Probably going to try going in there with the Q-tip, actually. That might be better. Inside the groove, anyway. So let's forget about that for now, as a matter of fact. Let me grab my hammer and my screwdriver. Okay, and let's see if I have mastered this. So the metal ring is a little bit in there somewhere. So if I hit it from here, maybe. I didn't think it would be, but somehow this seems to be a little bit more stubborn. Oh, here we go. No biggie. We got it. Easy. Yeah, once you learn the method for these aren't so bad. Throw that away. And there's also some, like, I guess, oil in there, which I don't think there should be, but Maybe they've gone bad. I don't know. That's why we're changing them. There's the next one. Easy. One more. Maybe if I could move the box to help you all see, that would probably be nice for you all. But yeah, it's a little bit of an uncomfortable angle here to work with. All right, and that's our third one out. Throw that in the trash pile. Okay. Now we shall clean all of these sealed areas. I believe we should start with this groove. That might be a good place to start here. So and the Q-tip seems to fit right in. Nice. Although, I think you'd have a better effect, or it would work a little bit better with a piece of paper towel here. Unfortunately, Q-tip idea was nice, but a paper towel shoved in there and then just moved along that seam, probably the best way to go. Yeah, look at all the muck that it just takes off with it. Gross. You know what? I've done one round of cleaning in that seam, and it looks pretty good as is. Let me see about the edge. Oops. Let me see about the edges here a little bit. We can tidy those up just slightly. I mean, it shouldn't really matter because that's not what mates with the engine anyway. It's the gasket resting on the that rests on the engine that matters. I mean, I'll clean it up a little bit just to prevent like dirt from falling in when I'm like working with this, but we're looking good, I would say. Okay, it does look like I've accidentally jammed some like crumbs in there a little bit from doing that, so we'll just run through one more time here, and this is just really quick. Some stuff in that corner there. All right. It's pretty good, if you ask me. Looks pretty good. All right, I'm just gonna wipe off, or try to wipe off, this like dirt that's on my gloves. All right. I will grab our gasket. Hooray. So, with these, it is my understanding that the ridged end is what gets pushed. Yeah, you see the ridges? The ridged end is what gets pushed onto the engine. And then, of course, you have to, you'll notice over here, it's like a curve for the bolt, whereas over here, it's a straight line. So the ridged end goes in, and also you have to make sure that you don't put this thing the wrong way. So to start, you have to try, it is a little awkward. You have to try and lay the gasket on the groove, but also try not to get it dirty, but also lay it on the groove. Okay. I'm actually I'm actually very pleased with how easy that went. Now, with this gasket, you cannot press down and then push it along. What you have to do is go dot 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 dot. You have to you can't push and stretch. You have to push, lift up, push, lift up, push, lift up. I'll show you. Because otherwise this gasket stretches and then you end up with an excess and then it becomes a problem. So just gotta sort of get it in these corners, these bolt holes. Just kind of line it up. No pulling, no stretching, no nothing. Just push them into the corner bits. Every corner you push them in. Okay. So now every like corner or where it bends rapidly, I guess, we've pushed it in. Now we have these straight segments, and these straight segments just run your finger. Like what I'm doing is lift up and just sort of going in like, hard to describe with words, but what I'm doing is I'm just mashing it down without pulling on or stretching any part of this gasket. No stretch, no pull, just mash. Okay. And there you go. Our gasket is in. Easy peasy. Now the spark plug ones. The spark plug well gaskets, they are press fit. A little bit of a more pain in the butt. First, we do need to clean them, and there is, I see, oil residue. I don't know if that's just grime from the brake clean that somehow got in there, or if they let oil by. So first, we're going to wipe them down with a paper towel. Then we're going to hit them with some brake clean, and then wipe them down with a paper towel again. Yeah, there's like just nastiness in general in there. We're just going to remove that really quick before installing our fresh, clean, beautiful gaskets, or seals, I guess, to be technical. They are spark plug well seals. And I think this is actually oil that was stuck in there, it seems. Interesting. Not sure. Not sure if it's supposed to do that. All right. And that cleaned up very nicely. This brake clean stuff is amazing. No wonder mechanics use it to wash their hands. That's probably an awful idea. The chemicals in it are probably so terrible, but like this stuff gets everything. My. You know what? This one could Oh, I didn't even use it on this one. That's why I was like, why is this? Okay. Don't worry. Everything's okay. Everything's under my control. That's just what I tell myself. Let it go. Okay. Now I do want to give this a minute to evaporate off before I start inserting gaskets. And let me just get rid of these little spare puddles I see laying around. There. Okay. And I don't think we have to wait too long. I think like a literal minute will be fine. Let me get our, not Felpro, but Male is the brand. Male gaskets. Here they are. And we're going to bring back our best friend, the onion powder. Yes. Oh, and the cardboard box for the Smalley. Well, for the Velcro gaskets that I put the Molly ones in. Good to kneel on instead of this concrete floor. And I remember we've cleaned these out with water because they looked a little bit odd. Look how nice they look now. We'll just place that in there. Remember, there's two sort of tapered ends, but there's one that has a distinct bevel to it, or like a chamfer. So it's this beveled end that actually goes towards the engine. All right, if you call Velcro, and yes, I'm throwing shade, if you call Velcro, they'll say the beveled end goes to the hood, and that's a lie. Anyway, probably the most unfun part of this is going to be pushing this in place. It's not necessarily terrible, it's just a prolonged process. I wish if I had a socket that was just the right size, that would be great. But I don't, and I'm not exactly the kind to go to an auto parts store, buy a socket, use it once, and then return it. So we'll gently go with our onion powder and push along the circumference of this seal. And this is actually going in quite nicely. But we want to push it in all the way so that it makes a nice flush seal. And this is actually going in so easy. I'm actually rather pleased. This one was almost effortless. All right, I'm just doing one final push around the circumference here. I think we're just about all the way in, but I just like to give it one final push. All right, I think that one's in. Two more to go. Look at that. We're moving quick. Not even 30 minutes. And we've cleaned it. We've replaced the gaskets. We've almost finished putting in spark plug well seals. We're moving. We're moving. All right, let's see if I can move the cell phone. Maybe I can somehow give you guys a better view. I don't know if that's better, but we'll try it. We'll entertain it for now. How about that? All right, this one's being a little bit more difficult than the first one, but still not terrible. The force is not too bad. It's just that you have to incrementally sort of go around and push it in little by little. That's the problematic bit. It just takes up a little bit of time and effort. Whew. I'm so close. Just a little bit more with our onion powder. Is that it? Almost. I think we could push this down a little bit more. But I think that's... Whoops. Yeah. Don't want to slip off that metal ring, because then you bust through the gasket. But looks like we're in good shape here for the most part. Just gonna push down a little bit harder. I think that's just about completely sealed. So let me just go around the circumference one more time. Push down. And again, there's no like crazy maneuvering or anything involved. I'm just going around the metal ring on the gasket, and I'm just kind of putting my body weight on this little glass jar. Glad this little glass jar didn't break and send glass on my wrist or anything like that, but I mean, that looks good. When we finish this third one, we'll flip it over and take a look, but that seems fine. Now, this one, the last one, and hopefully I never have to do this for like another 15 years. Let's push that in. Now, it is a little bit uncomfortable for this third one because the oil cap screws in on the other side here, so it's this one little protrusion is keeping it from laying on a flat surface, so it moves around a little. But we'll see what we can do about this. Maybe it's not so bad. I mean, it seems to be obeying so far. So far, so good. Whew. You know what? How about I pick this up and tilt it over this way so it's that much closer to me. Of course, you guys lose visual. Maybe I can fix that. That's as good as I can get it for now, and hopefully I don't knock you guys over. I mean, we are close. It's just this part over here needs pushed in, but of course when I lean on it too hard, the valve cover tips over. Come on. Looks good. Let me go around the circumference again, just like how we did with the other ones. I'm actually working up a sweat over this. My. Looks good, I guess. We'll look over the blue gasket, make sure there's no crud in there. Apart from like microscopic pieces of rubber. That's like from the molding of the gasket. Seems fine. Oh, let me Q-tip. I can get that out. Yeah, there's like leftover rubber shreds from the factory. I don't think that would cause a leak, but I'm gonna brush it off anyway, just to make sure. Okay. Let me set the camera aside, throw out some garbage. Okay. I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to look at it from the other side now. What I'm looking for is to see that the spark plug well gaskets are seated properly. Let me set this in a way. I try to be careful not to dirty anything up here, but also I need light to look at this. Yeah, so everything, I'm just looking around. Looks flush. Making sure nothing's like out of there. And you know what? While I'm here, let me clean this. That got dirty from laying in this box, I think. So what I will do, and honestly, I'm not even going to spray that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of paper that I have laying in here. I'm going to spray the paper. And this is what I will use. If this could stay up on its own. I really have to get a nicer tripod for you guys. There we go. Just wipe all this grime off. And while I'm here, this is the oil cap. So I might as well just go around and get like the carbon buildup off the side of it as well, I guess. Might as well. Although I don't know if this brake cleaner is good for plastic. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but too late now. Anyway, that would get screwed into place. I'm going to give it a minute to air out. Okay, I mean, let's see. What is there to do? Could we already be up to, if I could stand up, could we already be up to putting this back on that quickly? My goodness. Compared to the other half that we did, like that part was off of the engine for like a week or two because we were trying to learn how to do it. We were waiting for parts to come in, all that stuff. Over here, we've only had this off for one night, and that's because I ran out of battery to stream for you guys. But here we are. We can't put this on right now because I actually have to clean up, for lack of better words, this metal stripe. You'll see there's like gunk in there where the gasket sits. So what I'm gonna do, you see around the thread holes, there's like dust or almost like sand. Let me get the Makita vacuum cleaner. Let me vacuum up the dust, and then let me get brake clean and try to clean this up as nice as possible. But really, we only care about that little one stripe because that's the mating surface of the gasket, right? So I'll be right back. I'm going to get that vacuum. Don't go nowhere. And here's my microphone so that you guys know I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. Oh, let me actually put on the microphone. I have returned with our Makita vacuum cleaner. Yes. I'm gonna attach the little pointy end, I guess you could call it. And let me move my microphone so maybe you don't have as much noise. So I'm gonna toss my microphone to like the other side of the room here. Give me a second. Okay, folks. That's as good as we're gonna get it with the vacuum. Now we've got to clean a little bit by hand, but this shouldn't be too bad. This actually doesn't look too terribly soiled here. We just want to make sure that meeting surface is clean more so than anything. Let's see, here's some brake clean. Yeah, and that's our biggest concern right now. Make sure that meeting surface is absolutely clean. We don't care about what's on the inside of the stripe. We don't care what's outside of the stripe. We care only about the stripe itself. Because that's where the gasket actually sits. And if you look on the other side, the pieces of metal don't even touch each other. It's the gasket that does all the work. All All right, we're just going in and just brushing it, well, wiping it all away. Nice and easy. No stress. Nice and easy. Now this cable is kind of in my way, but I can't do anything about that for now. Now, honestly, this stripe is sort of kind of already clean. Really, when I wipe it down like this, I'm just getting rid of a little bit of the contaminants on either side of that stripe, so that when I put the valve cover back on, I don't accidentally knock something into that zone. That would be terrible if I do that. So that's why I'm just giving it a good wipe down, making sure that like area is as immaculate as can be. And I mean, this takes off a lot of muck, a lot of grime. Pretty neat, actually. Everything carefully by hand and paper towel. Mm-hmm. Carefully by hand and paper towel. No sandpaper, no wire wheels. And again, we only care about this like thin little stripe where the gasket is going to be situated. Mm-hmm. All right, looking pretty good. I now have a couple of Q-tips, just like how I did for the other side. I'm going to take these Q-tips and one end of it, I'm going to actually put some brake clean. One end I'm going to leave dry. And what I will do is just move along this stripe and just make sure there's no like grains of sand or anything weird in that little zone. All right, that's the whole top portion of that stripe. And now I'm just going to run here with the Q-tip, dry that. Okay, that's the top. And this Q-tip is pretty much soiled already. No, as a matter of fact, let me try. If I run another Q-tip, it should be pretty clean now. Should be no junk on that. Let's see. Yeah, so now I wiped off all like the dirt, so this should be pretty clean when I take it off. Or close to clean. yeah, there's like nothing on there anymore. So that's how I know that stripe where the gasket sits is going to be pretty much perfect, right? And then like any sand or anything that could have gone on from the side, we've sort of knocked off with that first round of cleaning with the paper towel. And again, as far as getting a deep clean here, for example, I don't care too much about it because the gasket sits here. And again, if you look at the other side, the metal plates don't even touch. It's the gasket that does all the work. So for some, it might be a little bit mind-boggling that out of all this dirt, this is the only part I'm cleaning. But again, this is the only crucial part there is. So there's that. This Q-tip is fairly clean, actually, so I'm just going to reuse it. Going to wet this again. And I'm going to do this side since it's closest to me. Wipe that down. Yeah, and look how dirty that came back. So go ahead, wipe that down with the dry side. And we will come back with a fresh Q-tip. Fresh Q-tip, small splash of brake clean. And we're going back here, wipe it down, make sure the Q-tip comes back to us clean. If not, we should do another round. All right, looks like we're going to do another round. Dry that off. Wipe away any grime. And try again. I've only got 3 Q-tips left. I hope I don't have to run upstairs and get more. I say that, but that's probably what's going to end up happening. Unless this Q-tip comes out, comes out clean. That's roughly clean. I can accept that. And there it is, folks. Looks good to me. We'll do the far edge now. This one actually came out looking decent. I don't think we need to follow up with another round, but we will anyway for this side. Right. Pretty good. Nice. All right. That just leaves the bottom side. And then we can mount our valve cover back on. Lightning speed today with this. Good. That's the thing when you sort of learn, I guess, working on your car. Oh, and that's the thing, by the way. One of the purposes of this live stream, yes, to work on my car and hang out with all of you guys, sure. Give you guys something to watch, sure. But the idea here is if I can do it, anyone can, right? You see that I use somewhat simple tools and a Haynes manual, and I've never done this previously in my life. So, yeah, if I can do it, you can do it. And you saw the left side, we've had a lot of difficulties, but now that we know what we're doing, we're moving at lightning speed here, it seems. All right, we'll dry this off with the dry side. All right, we have one more Q-tip for one more round, and that's actually the perfect amount of Q-tips for this. And then we will put our valve cover back on. How exciting. While I'm here, let me see if anybody left any comments. Not yet, that's fine. Okay. Here we are, the last swab of this stripe here. And so far, the swab is coming back completely clean, meaning we have a completely clean mating surface or contact zone or whatever you would like to call it. Wipe it down. Put the dry side. Looks good. All right. All right, there it is, folks. We've got that surface all cleaned up and prepared. Now we can mount our valve cover back on. Here's where it's going to get a little bit tricky. I have to manipulate this valve cover onto that surface without touching the gasket to my fingers, and I suppose without touching the gasket to anything else, while avoiding all of these stupid cables and connectors and whatnot that are in the way, right? So you can see how this can be just a little bit annoying. See if I could do, yeah, this is in the way. If I push this, then this gets in the way. This is somewhat in the way. Gee, we're just gonna have to do the best that we can, okay? At least this one has that oil cap that we can sort of grip onto to help us manipulate this into position. This is probably one of the more uncomfortable steps here, simply because I don't want to touch the gasket and then just ruin the process and all that jazz. In we go. Whoa. You guys have fallen. That's fine. I don't believe anything bad has happened. Let me move you guys over. All right. I'm sorry, folks, but that's going to be your viewing angle for now. Let me double check the gasket. Gasket is clear. Double check this mating surface. Yeah, let me put this cable out of the way. All right, we try again. Trying again. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. Okay, what am I resting on? What is giving me problems? I can't tell, honestly. Gentle. Try not to drag too much. Okay. Okay. Seems we are free and clear of any ridiculous intrusions. Could it have possibly been that easy? No. No way. Why are these not lining up? Let's see. Yeah, for some reason the bolts are not lining up with the bolt holes. I don't know what the deal with that is. But the spark plugs are lining up. Oh, I see. Maybe I have to tilt it more to this side, yeah, and then push it down. All right, that's what it is. Thread this, thread this, thread this, thread this. Okay, that's all it was. And now I could push down. Yeah, it should seat. Nice. Nice. That was smooth. I did enjoy that. All right, let me move this up a little bit. Get it out of my way. Get this started. Get this started. All the bolts just seem to be sliding in place, no problem. Good. Let me get the Makita. And what I will do with the Makita is I will just get these till they start to tighten up. And then I'll have to bring out the torque wrench. And I think it's like 8.5 pounds or so of torsion that these need. Probably around 9 pounds. I forget what torsion setting I set the other side to, but I think we'll go with like 9 pounds or so. What was I doing? Oh yes, let me straighten you guys out here. Seems all right. Let me get my Makita. Here it is. And these were, what, were they 10 millimeter or were they 8 millimeter? Let's see. Oh no, I need the deep socket. There we go. That's what it was. The deep socket. And it was, where did I put the darn thing? Let's see. Here it is. All right. So we will start from the top until it starts getting kind of tight. And I can just sort of hear the electric motor start to strain, and that's when I know it's vaguely tight. Yep, there's that. Maybe I could move you guys to a different position here. Help you all see. Or maybe not. Apparently I'm stupid when it comes to this. Hold on. Well, that would be a good view if the camera actually stays. Okay. Seems to want to stay. So we went here, here, now we go here. All right, now we go down here. Kind of like how you tighten tires on a car, you go in a star pattern. You go this way, this way, this way, this way. Now I guess the logical answer is this side. Then down here, I gotta move this a little bit. Right, then I go to this corner. And now this corner. Good. Let me put the oil cap back on. There it is. Oil cap is back on. Let me plug up these 3 holes for the spark plugs while we're working on the valve cover here, just to make sure we don't accidentally somehow drop something in there. That would be terrible. There we go. Plug that up like so. Let me put the Makita away, because we could put this away now. All we need now is the torque wrench. And if I recall correctly, the torque specification for the valve cover was 105 inch-pounds, which converts to, I think it was like 8.75 foot-pounds. The lowest setting this torque wrench will go to is 10. Anything below, and I'm not so sure it's accurate, so I can set it to like 9-ish. And if it is accurate, then I'll be like 0.25 pounds over. That's fine. Let me just double check in the Haynes manual, if I could speak. Let me double check in the Haynes manual to verify that this is in fact correct. Let's see here. Time to do some reading. In general, whichever car you have, the Haynes manual, you should get it. It's amazing. Amazing thing to have. Let's see what we have here. 3.5 V6 engine, chapter 2, part B. Oops, skipped it. 2B. All right. Specifications. Torque specific. Excuse me. Like dry air or something. Valve cover 2-cylinder head bolts, 105 inch-pounds. So yeah, 105 inch-pounds, and that works out to like 8.75 foot-pounds. So on our torque wrench, I've set it to like 9 1/3, thereabouts. Let me get an extension. And we will get to work. And again, we will be doing this in like a star pattern again. Let me set you guys up. Set you guys up for success. Well, this will do. This will do. All right, here's my torque wrench set to approximately 9 pounds. We will start here. Yes, we will. All right. All right, that was a click out of that one. All right, moving on. All right, let's see. So I did this. Now we move on to here. Come on, there we go. Mm-hmm. Two more. All right. I think this one is left, right? Is this the last one? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, this one's the last one. All right, now that I've torqued all of them down, I should go over them one more time and make sure that it's all even, because sometimes you torque one down, by the time you get around to the last one, that one might be a little bit different now. So let's go back here and we'll just do one more round, just making sure everything is tight as it should be. Okay? Yes. 1, 2, whoops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's all, folks. Good. Very good. Okay. So now we have this ground bolt that we have to put back on. And then we're going to have to put the air intake back in. And then we can get started on the spark plugs and coils. Let's get to work. Looks like we're also doing well with battery life. It seems we're at 36%, so we still have some time to work. Very nice. Here is that ground bolt. Let me make sure it is the correct size. Looks like a 10 millimeter, and it is. Let me get the wrench. Put the stuff together. This ground bolt, compared to that side, this is so easily accessible. This is a dream. I don't know if you guys are able to see where my hand. No, you're not. Okay, let me fix that. Maybe. Let's see. This and this. Trying to remember which way does it go on. I don't think it matters. I have our bolt. Put it through here. Thread it onto the hole. There it is. Now you'll notice there's like a ridge of metal that holds this in place and holds this in place. So you just can't mess that up. Oh, hello, wife unit. How are you today? Okay, that's nice. It's not holding it, it's preventing it from scratching. You know, so the floor of this garage is like concrete. If you put on slippers, it like changes the whole attitude of the garage. Okay, fair enough. Now, since this is a grounding cable, I think we don't want to overdo it, but at the same time, we don't want to leave it loose in any way. We need a nice, solid electrical connection. So it's like semi-strong, but not too strong of a turn. We've got that sorted. Okay, cool. Now, let's see. You know what? Let's wait with the air intake since we've taken it off anyway. Since we've taken the air intake off anyway, putting it back in now is only going to get in the way of things later. So let's leave it off for now. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to take this and just tilt it out of the way for now. Let's see. We can get started on. Let's put all of the wiring connectors back. That'll be a good starting off position, I think. So I believe, let's see, what went where? I believe this goes over here. This, I believe, goes over here. Yeah, and this one. Now, what the hell was this for? I don't remember, but I guess we'll find out later. Yeah, I guess we'll just find that one out later. Put this on. Put this on. Another one over here. Put that on. Let's see. No connector on this one. The bottom two do have a connector that goes on. There's one over here. Put it on. Okay, so that's 1, 2 are skipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are on. Okay, when I push them down into place, I don't believe I'm gonna pinch anything away, so we'll just push them down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Last one. All right, they're all down, I think. Seems to be good. Okay, this plugs in, if I recall, to the air intake manifold. This and this stay plugged in. Okay, so this is for the fuel injectors. This maybe has something to do with the air intake, I don't know, but these, I believe, are the coils. So their next step here will be to install the plugs. Okay, let's get to it. Plug time. We have 3 plugs to install. Here we are, NGK premium spark plugs, 3 of them. And you have the part number printed on the side there. Okay. I have my little towel to wipe off my hands on. I have the anti-seize. Right, I'm going to need a 5/8 spark plug socket and a locking extension, which I have. What I will do with this is thread them in by hand before even doing anything. Good, let's take the papers out. Or we can do one at a time, I guess. That's fine. All right. Removing our first one. Well, our fourth one to be technical, but we're removing it. Nice. I forget what we did for the other plugs with the anti-seize lubricant, but I think we did something like we went around the top, right? Is that what we did? I think we went around the top here. And then we did 4 edges. Is that what we did? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that feels right. Let's see how that comes out looking. Work the anti-seize into the threads here. Taking care not to get any into that like spark plug zone. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Good coating on the threads there. That actually worked out perfectly. Ah, things are working out so nicely now. If things are working out so nicely, does that mean there's something that's bound to go wrong? Anyway, here's our spark plug socket. It has a rubber insert to help keep the head of the spark plug in place. Come on. There it is. It's in place now. Again, wiping off the excess anti-seize off my fingers because this stuff, you have to control it like the plague, because if you don't, it will end up everywhere. Everywhere. All right, we take our spark plug and we drop it in the spark plug cylinder. And 2 fingers, get it started by hand, so that when we do tighten it down with the torque wrench, we know that we haven't like cross-threaded or destroyed anything. 2 itty-bitty fingers till it gets snug. Okay? Feels pretty snug. let me look at my Haynes manual one more time to just verify that 20 foot-pounds is the correct setting for spark plugs. Should not take long to verify this. Torque specifications, spark plugs, 3.5 liter V6 engine, 20 foot-pounds. Yes, good. Always verify. You never know when you might make the mistake the one time. Right. There we have our torque wrench. Set it now to number 20. There it is. 20. And we get to work. Let's see. Drop that in. All right, we're getting a little bit snug here. Oh, there it goes. Try it one more time. There it is. Perfect. Okay, now we gotta yank this out. There it is. Next one. Same deal. We take our plug of spark. We remove it from its packaging. Responsibly recycle the packaging. And we grab our anti-seize. Same thing. We go around the top here, just around the collar, and then 1 point, 2 point, 3, 4. Gently roll it around there with our finger. That might have been a little bit too much, honestly, with that one. But that's why we're sort of redistributing it with our fingers. At least we have a nice thin coat around the threads, see? And any excess we'll just wipe off on this towel, paper towel. All right. We will now take this and plug it into our spark plug contraption. This is a spark plug socket with a locking extension. Learn the hard way that you need a locking extension with this kind of a spark plug. There we go. Spark plug socket. And again, we'll lower it in there. Nice and easy. And we get started with 2 itty bitty little fingers until it gets to a point where we can't quite spin it anymore. Okay. Okay, let's say that's getting pretty solid. Bring out the torque wrench again, which has already been set to 20. We still sort of visually verify that just in case. Drop that in place. All right, starting to get a little bit tight here. Nice and slow now since it's getting pretty tight. Any moment now. Come on. Oh, there it is. One ratchet to the back and gently try again. Yep, good enough for me. There we are. Whoops, my work light is falling off. Oh dear. Okay. There we are. All right, folks, that's 2 spark plugs so far. Let me make the screen on my phone a little bit brighter. Okay. 2. So far, so good. Our last spark plug to go. All right, and we've also just gotten our 20% battery warning. So we will put the spark plugs in. We will put the spark plug coils in. And then we will take a break to recharge the phone and drink coffee. And then I think later today we will come back for more. I have a good feeling. The last plug. Of course, take it out of the packaging. Oh, I should show that on camera because that's satisfying, I imagine. Here we are. This was supposed to be satisfying, and I ended up opening it like a total ape. There we go. Oh, and I did it off camera too. Great. Well, here's a spark plug. I'm going to throw out all the little packagey bits. I'll be right back. All right. Here we are, and this time we'll give it a lighter coating, I think. Last time it was just a little bit too much. There it is, one little bead. That's probably plenty already, so we'll do one here, one here, one here, one here, whatever. I would rather have excess rather than have too little. So here we are again, and just give it a good spread. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Which is good. It's good to look good. We will put this back on our spark plug socket contraption. Have to try and line it up here. And then we've got to push down on it. It's tricky. But there it is. And sometimes it pinches your fingers a little bit, unfortunately. But that's all right. It's not terrible. Okay. The last one. The that in there. Nice and easy. There we go. And we get started by hand. 2 fingers. Okay, I think I can bring the breaker bar, not the breaker bar, the torsion wrench. Still set to 20, visually verified. Right. Let me go to that side. Da da dee da dee da da da. All right, we're getting a little bit snug now. Oh, there it is. One ratchet to the back and forward slightly. Yep, perfect. All right, folks, that was the last spark plug. Making some significant progress today. How nice. Happy times. Significant progress is good. All right. Like I promised, out of all episodes so far, I think this is the only one that was actually going according to plan. How amazing is that? Like I promised, let me get these whatchamacallits, ignition coils. Let me get these ignition coils out. We will put these on, and then I will take a break to recharge the phone, have a cup of coffee, maybe eat some hot soup, and then we'll come back perhaps later tonight. All right. Before I begin with our ignition coils, our spark plug coils, let me put some anti-seize in these holes, okay? And I'll just put like a raindrop sized amount in the hole. Nothing crazy. Like the tiniest bead. All right. Good. Good. Here we are. USA Horse says, I'm late, but hello, was watching your old RHS video. Hello, hello, welcome to the show. You've caught us on the tail end here. We've got the valve cover, we've cleaned it up, we've put new gaskets on, we've put it on, we've torqued all the bolts down to specifications, we've put the spark plugs in, and now we're just up to the ignition coils here. What we're going to do is we're going to install these coils, and then we're going to take like a coffee and battery charging break. And perhaps tonight we will come back. Here it is, the brand new coil, shiny, shiny. Cool. Yep. We just got to put this like hole, and there's like an actual like spring or coil of metal in there that sits over the spark plug. So we just sort of drop that in, and once you get to this point, and here's the thing, there's also like a little collar that like seals the tube really good. So you just sit that on there, and once I guess we're like vaguely in position, they don't make cars like they used to, says USA Horse. Yeah, I agree. Wife unit used to have a Kia And that was not too easy to work on in some aspects. A lot of this stuff they squeeze into small like spaces now that are difficult to deal with. It's just not the same. That's true. All right. Now, if I remember correctly, there are no torque specifications for this. So what I tried to do is I tried to go by hand and I guess get it tight by wrist, but not so tight that you break that plastic, right? So a little bit snug. Now I'm going to go to this side, even it out a little bit. Snug, good. And now we tighten it down, and you're going to like distinctly feel it sort of stop. And that's when we're going to just not push it any further, I guess. Like that is distinctly, I guess, at the end of the cylinder, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they're like perfectly sized to go all the way down. But anyway, yeah, it's like you add some force and it doesn't want to turn anymore. Like it's distinctly stopped. And like you could force it, I'm sure, but we're just not going to force it. Yeah, that'll do. Responsibly recycle this packaging by unceremoniously throwing it into a blue colored bin. And I guess bubble wrap is recyclable, right? It's plastic after all. So that's one. Get our next one here. Turns out it opens from this side, I guess. And I've just got our 10% battery warning. I don't think I'll be cut off by the battery, but just in case I suddenly vanish, it was the battery. Right. Push that into place. That sinks all the way down into the engine. Wonderful. And we tighten our screws. All right, we've hit that stop that I kept talking about. It's like impossible to turn, so we're just gently gonna nudge it with our wrist, and that is completely seated. Excellent. One more. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last ignition coil. Finally. The last one. There it is. In all of its limp, rubbery glory. That was awful. I shall never say that again. Anyways, and it goes. The last one. The last coil for the last spark plug. Ah, that's so nice. It's been a while. It's taken us time to get to this point, folks. And it's good to be here. Taken us a while to get to this point, and it is good to be here. Yes. Very good. All right, just going over everything one more time. Looks good. Looks very great, actually. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. There you have it, folks. Look at that. So for the other side of the engine, it took us like a week to do what it took us for this. Wow. What kind of a sentence am I formulating? Anyway, that side right there, took us like a week or so to get to where it was. Whereas over here, we did this all in like one day. Because we've already learned kind of what's so bad. Let me throw out this garbage first of all. Okay. Unceremoniously thrown in the bin. Okay. Let me make sure this is correct. Yes. Stupid green connector, get off. There we go. Nice. I don't know why it encountered that much resistance, but it went on. There we go. That one clipped on as well. Oh, and that one also encountered, that was a little bit more resistance to it, but we've got them clipped on. We've got a good solid connection. Excellent. Okay. What's left? What's left is, well, first off, I have less than 10% battery, so I've got to charge the battery. So we're gonna have to end it here for now. We've got, when we come back, which I think will be later tonight, we will do the fuel injectors, 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will clean off. This is like where the air intake goes. So we will clean off that space. We will also clean off the side of the air intake manifold that has the gasket. We will replace the gasket and we will put it on. So yes, we put on fuel injectors and then we have to wrestle the air intake manifold back into place. That's going to be a whole show on its own. That's probably where the most of our problems are going to be now, is with the upper intake manifold. Purely because of the transmission dipstick. That is going to get in the way and it's going to make life a living hell. But we will try. After that, we have to plug in all the electrical connectors, plug in all the bolts and brackets and whatnot, and then put the air intake filter back in. We should be good, right? I don't know if we will finish tonight. maybe tomorrow we can actually take this for a test drive. We'll see. Either way, battery charging and coffee break. Goodbye, everybody. I hope to see you later today. You probably will. If not, something came up. But yeah, I hope to see you later. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you later.